Okay, so there we are. Up to you, Dane. WB6JNP in the group K6MYC.
Okay, Mike, K6MYC, WB6JNP 107. Anyway, yeah, I would have easily run up there, although I was in Fresno most of the day, but, you know, that's kind of what we do. And I was reading the mail on the rocket attacks in Israel, and this goes back probably 25, 30 years ago. I worked out of the house when I was at Hughes Aircraft, and I had company lines at the house that never got answered after 5 p.m. I figured, you know, it's the end of my day. Goes to voicemail, I can listen to it, and it was real clear if you had a problem, call and who to call. Well,
N7WT, 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 5757 in Visalia, 57 Larry in Visalia, N7WT, AA6S, over.
We got him, Bill, stand by.
I hear the office line ring downstairs, and I thought, who's calling at this time? So I reach over, and I have the phones upstairs also. But I reach over
QSL, Larry, N7WT, AA6S, Mike's copying it too, I'll get off of here.
And just launch right into the problem. And I was trying to break him of that habit. I always told him, I go, you start by asking, how are you? How's the family? How are the dogs? Things like that. So all of a sudden, you know, it's like, Dane, this is Michael from Israel. How are you? How's your wife? How are the dogs? And I go, why are you calling me at 3 in the morning? He goes, well, did you hear about the rocket attack on Afula? And I go, yeah, as a matter of fact, I did. He goes, well, they took out one of the transmitter antennas. He goes, the Syrians are getting really good at hitting radiating devices. He goes, what do I need to do to get it working again? And I go, it's got a circulator on it, so even if the waveguide's shorted, I go, just, you know, replace the antenna. And he goes, okay, well, I'll talk to you later, bye. So, yeah, I know all about things like that over there. Anyway, K6MYC, WB6JNP 108, or 107.
Okay. Very good, Dane. I got most of that. We had N7WT off the back on CW breaking in, and Bill didn't hear you, so he went ahead and came back to him. But it was just a short time I missed a little bit of that, but I got the gist of it all okay. And interesting story. Yeah, I'm sure you do. It won't be. It wasn't the first clever thing that they've done over there, and it won't be the last. But it sure, I think it's waking up some people over there. They're getting, if nothing else, they'll be very selective on how they use their cell phones. Apparently, it's all done with the batteries. Everything was done in the battery, so the batteries in each one of these devices are the thing that contained the explosive device. So it was very difficult to detect. You couldn't just look in the cell phone or the pager and see anything different in there because it was inside the battery that was probably produced by Tadaran. Tadaran is a company in Israel that's very, very big in batteries. It's a funny name for somebody in Israel, Tadiran, but Tadaran makes huge battery quantities in Israel and sell them all over the world. I would doubt that they had something to do with that, but who's to know? Anyway, very good. Let's see. We had a couple of breakers, but we didn't get you guys that broke in underneath Dane. So who else is in here? I heard at least 2 other new stations trying to break in. K6MYC 432 Bozo Net, beaming south. I heard 2 voices. Come on, guys. Well,
6S.
Who was that?
Bill, AA6S.
Go ahead, Bill.
I wanted to pass something on to you. You guys might have already heard this, but the Israelis were so smart, they let the beepers go off for, I forget how how many seconds to give the guy time enough to pull it out of his pocket, put it up by his head before they detonated it.
Well, I'm not sure they did that. From what I understand, a whole bunch of the pagers went off at once on one major command, but I might have gotten that wrong.
They all went off at the same time, but they were delayed so the guy could get them out of their pockets. And one picture I showed parts of an ICOM transceiver handheld that was blown to pieces. So I guess ICOM made some of them. I'll get out of here and turn the antenna towards the south in case Ben's in there.
Okay, very good. Now, who knows who was all involved in that? They may not have been involved in any way, but the Israelis got a hold of them and modified the internal batteries anyway. Over. Right. So let's see. Ben N6, or I should say N6SWR. N6SWR. Ben, are you on tonight? K6MYC. I don't hear him, but you'll probably have to call him. He didn't hear me the other night when he wasn't working well.
Let me give him a shout. N6SWR, N6SWR, N6SWR. AA6S, they've labeled 6 sugar. You round, Ben? Over. N6SWR, you're very weak, but you're Q5. N6SWR, N6SWR, AA6S. We'll get you checked in, Ben. You're about an S1, but very Q5. N6SWR, AA6S, over. It didn't change any. You're Q5, no problem there, Ben. I doubt, Mike's got big antennas, so he might hear you. I don't know. Are you copying anything from him, Mikey, over?
No, I can't hear a peep, over.
Yeah, I was wondering. It's pretty weak here. He's just barely flinching the meter. Barely. Yeah, but anyway, you're Q5, Ben. You're checked in. Thanks for getting in there. Check your coax or something. You got something wrong, because a couple of weeks ago you're like S7, now you're S0. N6SWR. Find out what's the matter there, Ben. Get a bridge up there right at the antenna or something and check it. N6SWR, AA6S, over. I'm waiting. Not really. Q5, but you're not moving the meter, but you didn't change in signal strength any, Ben. Go ahead. The audio on the internet, I don't have it hooked up here. I could. I got a computer next to me, but I'm not much of a computer guy. Is the internet up, Mikey?
Yeah, it's up, but if I can't hear him, he's not going to be able to hear himself. He can hear you, of course. You're loud. But the stream is up and running. Yes, over.
Okay. Well, you're not strong enough to get into the link, Ben, but you should hear me on the internet. For what Mikey just said. Anyway, 73s and work on that thing. You had it working once, find out what's the matter. N6SWR, AA6S. Keep on it there, Ben, over. Roger, Ben. Back to net, AA6S.
Okay, let me check and see if KB6RQU, old 61, old Bozo 61. Are you in here tonight, Rick? Okay, nothing from Rick, and we did get a confirmation from Ron W6QUY. He would definitely not be here tonight. So if there's anybody else in the San Joaquin Valley, come on in now. And if we don't hear anybody, we'll turn around and go towards Santa Cruz. This is Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie, Central California.
Yeah, I'll check in, Mike. November 6 Bravo, Yankee Hotel, 195.
BYH, my antenna's coming around. I heard you there, Mike. N6BYH, AA6S.
Yeah, no, I've got you, Mike. We've got you here. I just have to write it down, and I'm getting to the end of my paper, and I didn't want to write over somebody else. My eyesight is getting worse and worse by the week here. There was another one in there with you also, Mike, so stand by. Who was the other one that wanted to check in? K6MYC.
November 7, Whiskey Tango. November 7, Whiskey Tango. DMOH number 657. Over.
We hear you, Larry, and I already had you checked in. I could hear your CW off the back, and now I'm pointed. Oh, wait a minute. I'm pointed toward you. No wonder. That's the problem. I thought I had it at 150, but I had it at 1.5. So I'm pointed up north. No wonder I'm hearing you so well, Larry. Good evening to you. Might as well take you and see if... I did not hear Daniel last night. I was quite surprised. Daniel or you did not check in on 2 meters last night. So we went blank up there. And, of course, Richard's still in Utah with his dad's place. I talked to Richard on 40 meters this morning. N7WT, and then you can turn it over and see if Daniel is there. K6MYC. Go ahead, Larry.
Okay, yeah, I was not there last night. And anyway, I took over from Robin. I thought I was going to check in earlier. Too late for me. Anyway, I'm going to check to see if Daniel's on the 72L. If you're in there, pick it up. N7WT.
Yeah, I do not hear Daniel. Over.
I hear something out of him.
Okay, well, look, we're going to go back where we should be to the south, and we'll see. We'll see if we could catch you on the end here, Larry, if you're still there, and maybe Daniel will be there at the end of the net. Thanks much, Larry. N7 Whiskey Tango in the group, K6MYC.
N6RO.
Okay, hi, Ken. N6RO835. Good signal. Good to hear you. And hang in there a second. I turned the wrong way tonight. I didn't realize that I misread the meter when I first came in there. I thought it said 150, but it said 15. So I was turned toward you guys, or up north anyway. Let me get it over to you, Mike, and then we'll pick up the others here. N6BYH, Fresno, K6MYC.
Yeah, good evening, Mike and the net. I just spent the day up on Deadwood Peak up above Oakhurst today, installing some antennas on our tower up there, and a 100-watt amplifier on one of the CAL FIRE radios, and just played radio all day. It's a lot of fun. Now I'm home, tired and ready for bed. Back to you.
I'll bet you are, yeah. Well, I think that little rain last night was probably the signal to end the fire season. Let's hope so. I haven't heard of any new fires. Are there new fires starting, or are they pretty much just trying to get the old ones quieted down? Over.
Yeah, the one in Three Rivers, I think that probably helped that one quite a bit. And the other 2 big ones are in Southern California, or 3 big ones, which probably didn't get any of this rain. But yeah, it's the fire season starting to wind down. Thank goodness.
Well, I don't know if the rain that we got last night would have put out the fire, but it would have slowed it. It rained twice, about an hour apart or so. And it rained for about 5 minutes each time, but Judy woke her up because it was making so much noise on the skylight here in the bathroom. So she heard it, and Matt heard it, woke him up as well. So we had really heavy rain. It only amounted to about 1/10 of an inch, but it was really heavy when it was coming. And, of course, it was precluded with a big clap of thunder
it wasn't a clap, it was a roll.
Well, a roller. Okay, Judy says it wasn't a clap. It was a rolling thunder that went on for quite a while, I guess. Anyway, it didn't go very widespread. It must have been very localized pretty much over us. I don't know. Dane, if you're still here, Dane, did you get rain up there last night? No, Dane's off getting dinner. How about you, Rob? Did you get rain?
Yeah, I got about a tenth of an inch, a little over a tenth of an inch, and I heard two distinct downpours when it came down, and I remember hearing some thunder before the first one there. So we got about the same as you did, KM6SR.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I talked to you, and you said that to me already this evening. I should not have it. He had to even ask you. Good for you to pass it on to the other folks. Anyway, it must have happened from here north and west. But it was sort of localized. I don't think it occurred down in Fresno. Mike, did you get rain last night, or were you not home?
Yeah, our skylight started popping about 5 or so, I think. And then about 6, a little bit after 6, the main part of the rain came down, and we heard the thunder as well. And saw lightning, saw a big flash of lightning about 15 minutes before the flash with the lightning. So, yeah, it was about the same.
Yeah, okay. So it must have been some little rolling thing that went from north to south, because that would be about right. As your timing was about an hour later than what we had here. Rob's and mine was about the same, almost within minutes of the same thing, and we probably heard it here. Okay, very good. All right, well, let me see. I'm pointed now at the Bay Area, but let me just take a standby, and I haven't heard Mike in here. WA6AAJ, Mike, are you here? No Mike tonight. Anybody else in the San Joaquin Valley before I go into Santa Cruz, K6MYC?
Hey, Mike, you want me to call Rick? I'm still pointed down that way, over.
Yeah, you can call him once again. I wasn't pointed his way, so he may not have heard me. Go ahead.
KB6RQU, Rick, you on tonight for the 432 Bozo Net. KB6RQU, this is KM6SR with K6MYC. Standing by. Old Bozo 61, you on tonight, Rick? I don't hear anything, Mike.
Oh, he's not there. Okay, I thought you said he was there. Okay, very good. He wasn't there. This is this is tonight's list.
I got it.
Okay. Very good. We're going over to Santa Cruz and pointing essentially, well, not right on it, but awful close to KW6S. Let's see. That should be closer. KW6S and perhaps AF6 United, K6MYC. Tom, are you here?
K6MYC, KW6S. Yeah.
Okay, good signal. Not as strong as you were last night, but we got you. Go ahead and take a transmission, and then maybe you can turn it over and see if we have our friend Lee in there. Over.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I just got home just a few minutes ago. We went out for dinner and just got home, and we're sitting through dinner thinking, well, I don't know if I'm going to make the net or not, but we did. Yeah. Nice weather here. Still eating lunch out on the deck, and hopefully that's going to hold a bit longer. No rain here. The sidewalks were a little wet this morning, but I think that was just the fog precipitating out. Anyway, K6MYC, KW6S.
Okay, very good. Yeah, well, you'll get your rain and then some, I'm sure, as time goes on. You'll always get more than we do. This was a freaky little thing. It wasn't predicted. Or if it was, it must have been predicted very much at the last minute. But we weren't up at 3:30 to catch the prediction. Hi. All right, let's see. Lee, are you in there? AF6 United, K6MYC. How about it, Lee? Apparently not. Maybe he did not get the antenna back up. I think he said he had to put the antenna back up, didn't he, Tom?
Yeah, he said something about that. I didn't quite follow that. AS6U, KW6S. No, nothing heard there. So I guess I'll have to hold it down alone tonight.
I guess you will. And the other one that's strange, he checked in quite regularly on 3 different bands, and then he's gotten very quiet. WA6K, and I forgot the rest of his call. I think it's Kevin over there in Gilroy. I don't know where he's gone. It would be nice to have him here this evening. In any case, thanks, Tom, for being there, and we'll swing just a little bit to the north of you. You'll still be able to hear me. I'll go just a little north and see if we can hear Fred, KD6SOK in Cupertino. Fred, are you in there?
Yeah, good evening, Mike. Good evening. Can you hear me okay? KD6SOK.
Okay, give us your Bozo number, Fred.
Hey, Mike. Bozo number is 507. Good evening, Judy. 507. Hey, Mike, you dropped down a little bit in power, or signal, I should say. So maybe, I'm not sure if you're pointed directly at me or something else. Anyway, good evening, Mike. KD6SOK 507.
Yeah, well, we were swinging back and forth. You don't stay on very long, so you don't give me a chance to peek on you. Sometimes the path is off and skewed. Tonight it's right where it should be. I heard about 282, and you seem to be right where you should be. I did recalibrate last week, and now signals are back where they're supposed to be. This thing must have a creep. Because I use it so many times, every time you bump it, you can get off 1/10 of a degree sometimes. Picks up an extra pulse every now and then, and eventually you'll be off 2 or 3 degrees, but it takes months. So that's what's happened here. Anyway, good to hear you, Fred. Any news from your side, over?
No, nothing new. Just it looked like it was going to rain. I heard you had a big downpour there. That's an inch of rain, which is interesting. I thought it was going to rain here. It never did. But it is very dark and gloomy outside, so I thought we would have rain. And now we're supposed to have a heat wave this weekend. So there we go. You know, it's kind of unusual to get rain in the Central Valley in Southern California at this time of year. Anyway, let's see, what else? Nothing else to report. So back to you, Mike. 86S, okay.
Okay, very good, Fred. Yeah, it was kind of funny that we got this rain. Nobody was expecting it, but luckily I had prepared for it, I think, and most of the other guys that I know over here had prepared for it because we were threatened with it originally earlier in the week. It was supposed to happen earlier in the week, and we were supposed to get a dribble or potentially get a little bit of rain earlier in the week, and it didn't happen. So this was kind of a freak, and when it did roll through here, nobody was expecting it. Luckily, I had everything put away and under cover, so it didn't bother us at all. Okay, let's see who else we have in the Bay Area. Kind of fluttery signals tonight. You're up and down, lots of Queen Sugar Baker, not at all your normal 432 signal, Fred. You're way down from normal. I don't know whether that's the antenna pointing or maybe it's just the band, but you're 10 to 20 dB below your normal signals here. KD6SOK for your final, and then we'll see who else is there in the Bay Area. K6MYC Bozo Net 432 pointing toward the Bay Area.
Yeah, when you were pointed at Tom in Santa Cruz, that's
RO's off to a Zoom meeting. Here we go. I'll send the amplifier on W6PQL.
Okay, I can hear you without the amp, but I could probably peek on you and get a little bit more signal there. W6PQL, it was nice to have you in there this morning. A little herky-jerky. We were sort of in and out of the right order, but at least everybody got a chance to say their piece here sooner or later through the morning. But it was nice to have our new visitor from Cerritos, California in there, KA4A. Kilowatt for America, Americans for America, Kilo Americans for America. What a nice call. That was nice to have him in there. What a celebrity he is in our world, huh? KW6PQL, go ahead. K6MYC, and I'll peek on you.
Okay, well, he's an interesting guy. You know, he's had a lot of different jobs, and certainly would like to hear some more of those stories. I bet he's got a million of them. He was involved in so many things. Yeah, that was pretty interesting. I'm not always able to get in there in the morning because of one thing or another. I might be playing golf or pulled away for something else, but this morning I was able to get in there. Yeah, his name is Lark, I think. Okay, nothing else here. We didn't get any of that rain, just a little bit of sunshine. K6MYC, W6PQL.
Well, it wasn't supposed to rain here either, as I said, or nobody predicted it. There was nothing in the predictions about it. They said cloudy, occasional clouds, and sunny. It was cool. It had been quite cool for the last couple of days, so the combination of things was right for the rain. But it just wasn't expected, and this little thing came down through the middle of the valley here, I guess. Anyway, good to hear you. And, of course, we'll look for you Sunday, Jim. Have a good weekend and enjoy. And let me get it while I'm still got him here. N6RO, you checked in. I didn't mean to ignore you there, Ken. I'll come up your way in a second. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. I've got 2 Zoom meetings tonight. And when I check in early, it means I have a conflict. So nothing radical to report. High temperature 74, and that's about it. N6RO.
Okay. Well, you're very loud now. You were very loud pointed to the Bay Area. Judy's got you 835 in there. Good deal. And not a whole lot to report here. We've been kind of keep track of what's been going on over there with the cell phones and the pagers and all that stuff. And I still don't feel like we're getting the straight story on everything, and I don't think it's intentional. I think most of it's because it's coming so spotty from so many different areas. And I'm sure that the Israelis are not so happy about talking about it either, in the sense that they don't want to give away what might be coming next or how they did it or whatever. Anyway, good to hear you. 7-3, and are you got a contest this weekend, or are you resting?
Yeah, we're just doing some station work this weekend. I misspoke on the temperature. It was not 84, not 74. It's going to get warmer. We'll see you on Sunday in 6RO.
Yeah, did you get rain last night?
Oh, no, just a little bit of clouds.
Yeah, well, it started to cloud here. About 4 o'clock in the morning, it came with a cloud burst and some thunder and lightning, and then rain, and then about an hour later another one came through, and it continued to move on down into the Fresno area, and they got the same thing about an hour later from when it happened here. So it was moving from north to south for sure, but it was all Central Valley. Nobody in the Bay Area got it at all. So kind of a strange little thing, but we'll take it. It was nice to have the ground wet a little bit anyway. Thanks, Ken. 7-3. Enjoy the weekend, and we'll see you Sunday night. Ken, N6 Radio Oscar, K6MYC, and I'll bump it back into the Bay Area slightly here and see if there's anybody left. Bay Area, K6MYC.
Friday night.
WA6AXX, 773.
Okay. Yeah, good evening to you, Ed. Anything new on your horizons there, over?
JNN is in there also, so be sure and pick him up. Yeah, so apparently the walkie-talkies that were exploding, it was reported that they were ICOM IC V82s, Victor 82, 136 to 174 megahertz transceivers. So not clear if they were genuine ICOM or if they were what do they call it? I forget the word, I'm sorry. Fake, basically fake product produced by somebody else, but they were identified as ICOM V82s. So that's radio related, okay? K6MYC, WA6AXX.
Yeah, you're thinking the word knockoff. No, I don't think they were knockoffs. They were real, but it turns out that all these explosives from what I can gather, all the explosives were in the batteries themselves. The batteries were replaced by the Israelis as they came in contact or got a hold of these things en route. And they changed the batteries and put the explosive one in there with the little microprocessor, and I probably somehow hooked into the antenna because they were able to set these things off on a command. But that's why it was difficult to detect. You could look in the pager, you couldn't see any difference unless you took the batteries apart. And the batteries, they have a very talented battery company in Israel. It's called Tadiran, Tadiran. Now, I don't know whether they had anything to do with it, but I know the company. And they're very, very prolific and very, very sharp in batteries. They were into NiCads and all the very high-end batteries many years at the beginning of the thing. So I think that they may have been used to fabricate the fake batteries. I'm guessing, but I have a feeling that that's how that happened. But I think the ICOMs are legitimate. Anyway, good information. We'll just keep gathering it and see what more we can turn up and short the chaff from the grain. All right. Thanks, Ed. Let's see who else is in the Bay Area. Anybody else left? Oh, we got Jim, WB6JNN. Let me get it over to you, Jim. WB6JNN. What do you want?
285.
Yeah, 285 is correct. Jim, Judy's beginning to remember your number. WB6JNN, K6MYC. I don't hear him, Ed.
He's calling you right now. Did you not hear JNN, Mikey? Hey, Mikey, JNN and I'm sorry, the gentleman in San Francisco, I'm also calling you WA6AXX.
I didn't get that. You said JNN and somebody else is not hearing me?
I think KB6WFC gave you a call, and also WB6JNN gave you a call.
And I was tuning for both of them, and I did not hear a trace, not a trace. Boy, is that weird to not hear Jim at all, or Mike. Okay, so we've got 285 in there, and the other one is 775 for Judy. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, 775. Let's see if we can go up a little bit further to the north here and see if we can get you in Daly City. I'm pointed right at Daly City now. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. How about now, Mike? Over. Not a trace, Ed.
He said negative contact, negative contact. I don't know if you're hearing him. WNI is in there also.
Yeah, that's weird. He just doesn't. I heard a trace of him, but that's all.
Okay, KB6WFC, WA6AXX. If you copy, Mike, we checked in. Mike is not hearing you. Mike is not hearing you. And Jim, JNN, I don't think he's hearing you either. But you guys can try. WNI is also here, Mikey. Go ahead.
Okay, let's see if I can hear Gary, WB6WNI. Let's see if I can hear you. This is strange. It must be a high shutoff, and you guys are below an inversion or something there. WB6WNI. Go ahead, Gary. K6MYC.
K6MYC, WB6WNI 1090, and thank you, Ed, for the relay. Mike, I'm not going to hold it. Believe it or not, I'm in the middle of cooking dinner, and this is all very exciting. But anyway, do you copy me by any chance?
Yeah, got you fine. That's strange that I can hear you, and I can't hear Jim over there at all. I'm going to turn it back over to JNN in a second and see if I can't pull him out. I've got you in the same line that Jim would be in, so I'm going to leave the antenna right here and call Jim. Go ahead back to your dinner, And thanks for checking in here. Pretty damn good signal. It's as good as I've ever heard you here on 432, Gary. WB6JNN. Let's try again, Jim. K6MYC. Not a trace.
Yeah, I think he went away. He said that you were down into the noise earlier, WA6AXX.
I couldn't tell, Ed, was that comment for me or for Jim?
I'm sorry, it should be more clear. By the way, this is 773 WA6AXX. Yeah, Jim JNN said that you were down into the noise, so he may have gone QRT. Go ahead, Mikey.
Well, that's weird, because Gary's in the middle between the two guys, and he's fine in here. So go figure. That's a weird one. I've never seen that happen. I couldn't. Let me go back and see if I can get, if Mike is still there. Let me try one more time with Mike, and I'll move the antenna slowly to see if I can get a trace of him. So tell him to stay on for about 30 seconds if he doesn't come back right away, Ed. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie for about 30 seconds, Mike. K6MYC, over. Okay, Q3 to 4. Now we got you out of the noise that time. I guess it might have been just a very strong little fade or something, because I couldn't find you or Jim JNN the first time, but I got you that time. And I bumped the antenna on you. I think I'm pretty much peaked. It's the best I can do at the present time, Mike. But good to hear you. Sorry we're having so much trouble on 432. Sometimes it's better than this. And other stations in the Bay Area are very easy copies, so I'm baffled at why we're having such spotty results, Mike. Anyway, what was it? Sunspots. Oh yeah, sunspots and heavy clouds. Anyway, back to you, Mike. Thanks much. Have a good weekend. KB6 Whiskey, Foxtrot Charlie, K6MYC. Bye-bye. Hear him at all now, Ed.
Yeah, he said 7.3. He's only hearing you through the stream now.
Isn't that weird? He just faded completely out again. He was Q4 to 5, almost Q5. And I haven't moved a thing here, and he just went right down and gone. He wasn't even trace detectable that time. That is weird. I've got a preamp and everything at the antenna, so we're doing all we can do on this end. It's just no propagation. It must be very much selective layers of ionosphere and inversion layers and stuff that's getting to us here. Thank you for the help, Ed. You might make one more call, see if there's anybody else that I'm having the same trouble with. WA6AXX, K6MYC.
Okay, anybody else want to check in? Maybe you can't hear Mike or whatever. 432 Bozo Net, WA6AXX. I'll listen for a few seconds. Nothing heard, Mikey.
Yeah, okay. And I bumped the antenna one bump back, and you bumped up about 5 to 10 dB here. So I was right on the edge of you. This antenna is very narrow, and I do get quite a difference between your heading and where Mike is there. Already nothing heard here either, so we'll go on up. We've already got N6RO, so we'll go right up to Clear Lake for a couple of quick calls and then into Sacramento. Thanks much, Ed. Have a good weekend. We'll see you Sunday night. WA6AXX, K6MYC.
7-3.
Okay, here we are into Clear Lake. Clear Lake. Wonder if we've got any propagation at all in Clear Lake this evening. N1PPP, November 1 Papa Papa Papa, or KA6OSX, or oh, for God's sake, it's been so long since Doug was in there, I can't even remember Doug's call anymore. K6MYC calling Clear Lake and standing by. Okay, nothing heard from Clear Lake. We'll have to give up on that one. Let's go into the Bay Area. Let's try the Bay Area, Sacramento area. Here's Roseville and West Sacramento, Southwest Sacramento, KJ6KFB or KO6KD, K6MYC. Anybody?
Yeah, Mike, KO6KD, number 776, KO6KD, 776. Darren is here, but he is involved in a meeting, so he will probably not be able to respond because he's on a computer Zoom meeting or whatever it is he has with his company. And then John is also standing by waiting to check in. K6MYC and the Bozos from KO6KD.
Okay, very good, Bill. KO6KD 776 with KJ6KFB 756. 756 on KJ6KFB. We didn't hear him, but as you said, he was in earlier. So we've got him checked in, and we got you checked in, Bill. A little watery, a little thin, but Q5 copy here. So good to catch you here. We didn't hear you this morning, I don't think. We were in there this morning for a few minutes, but we did not hear you, so we assume that you were catching some Z's. KO6KD, K6MYC.
Yes, I did. I was a little late getting there this morning, and when I turned the radio on, I heard you talking to Bob, and then Phil came in, and then the KA6A came in, and you were talking to him, and then there was another guy, and I did not want to interrupt. Anything I had to say wouldn't be worth interrupting. So what I was doing is I was listening, thinking there would be a point where there would be a pause, and I could jump in. But you know what? I wound up going right back to sleep again, sitting here listening to you guys. And the next time I woke up, it was a little after 9, and that's when you were wrapping things up. And I said, oh, well, to hell with it. And I just turned everything off and crawled back into bed. I don't know what's wrong with me, but it seems like there's something. I don't know if I got an infection or what that's coming on, but I'm requiring more sleep now, Mike. Over.
Okay, boy, we're having some rough copy with you right now. Between the fade, you got a little QSB, one of those up and down every 2 seconds, up and down. So I'm getting 2 words and then missing 2. At the same time, we got Beale Air Force Base pumping me and shutting down the AGC. So between that 2, I was having a really difficult time copying. But I think you were talking about this morning and not getting up in time or sleeping different habits or whatever. But no worries. We'll try to be there tomorrow. But I think Bob's going to be there all okay. He didn't say, he said he would be here tomorrow, so he'll be on 40 as well. We had a good group this morning. It was a good group, and it was, we had KA4A in there again, I think, and Jim W6PQL was in. He was in taking your place. Jim W6PQL popped in and spent some time on the frequency with us. So pretty interesting this morning. The band seemed to be pretty stable, and everybody was copying everybody. Anyway, 73's for now, Bill, and we'll see you tomorrow or through the weekend somewhere on 40, and then again Sunday night back to normal on 2 meters on Sunday night. Richard said he would not be home until Monday, so Richard will not be back until Monday night. He said probably in time for 6 meters on Monday night. KO6KD for your final, K6MYC.
Roger, Mike. Okay, yeah, I was there this morning, and there was a large group of people, and I did not want to interrupt. And as I sat and listened, I kept going to sleep. I listened and I kept going to sleep. So I I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's wrong with me, but very well, 7-3. 7-3, we'll look for you in the morning. Hopefully I'll be able to make it. Hopefully.
Okay.
7-3, KO6KD.
Okay, 7-3, Bill. Don't feel bad about the lack of sleep and falling asleep. Judy's the same way. She was woke up several times through the night with thunder. We had that thunder and lightning here about 4 o'clock and then again at 5. So she was up 3 times in a row at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 6 o'clock with different kinds of interruptions. So she knows what you're talking about, falling asleep. She was falling asleep all day today.
Needing more sleep.
Oh, yeah, she needs more sleep, and we know you need more sleep. Actually, maybe you're getting into a pattern where you can sleep more. You just have to change the hours at which you're taking advantage of that. 7-3, Bill. KO6KD, K6MYC. Anybody else? How about KR6MR? KR6MR?
Go ahead, John.
Roger. KR6MR, Bozo 759. Calling Mike, K6MYC, and the Bozo Group. So you can find me with your beam for best signal strength. Over.
Yeah, very light, John, but we've got you. Got your 759 all okay, but very, very light copy tonight. The band is really funny. Some guys are quite normal. Some guys are a little stronger than normal. Other people are very weak, and right now you're in the low side of things. But we got you. Thanks for being there. Thanks for checking in, John. KR6MR, Meadow Vista, K6MYC, over.
Yeah, okay, Mike. Don't want to hold it. You probably want to get a hold of Nevada and stuff and the weak signal tonight. So catch you later, and worst comes to worst, I would say. Don't want to say that. See you Sunday night on 2 meters.
Okay. I didn't get much of that, John. Between the weak signals and the popping of Beale Air Force Base, it's rough copy this evening. Anyway, 7-3, have a good one. Thanks for being there. Thanks for checking in, and we'll see you Sunday night, John. Hopefully 2 meters will be fine on Sunday night. Anybody else before we go to Nevada? We got anybody else in here from the Sacramento Valley? K6MYC? Oh, I hear you, but not very well, Paul. Let me get the antenna a little bit more on you here. K6 Whiskey India Sugar, 637 on Paul. K6MYC. Try it again, Paul. I think we've got the antenna more on you now. Over.
Yes, K6MYC. This is Kilo 6 Whiskey India Sugar. Very bad conditions tonight. Very poor propagation. You're only about maybe 3 by 1 right now with deep QSP fading. Over.
Yeah, boy, it's just your signal's okay. It would be okay on CW, but the voice part is bad because of Beale and that funny fading. You've got that funny rapid fading. Every other word is missing. So we're having a great difficulty copying. Sorry, we missed you last night. I guess you were on assignment or didn't get home in time. But we just aren't doing very well. We got you checked in, but not very much copy this evening. Thank you very much again, Paul, for being there and checking in. K6 Whiskey India Sugar, Placerville area. Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie. Bye for your final.
Okay, thanks, Mike. 73. This is K6WA. It's clear.
7-3, that was a little better. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm going to Sacramento. Here we go. Here we are up up to Sacramento again, and we're looking for KE7UQL, Kilo Echo 7 Uniform, Quebec, London, K6MYC, over.
You mean Nevada, Mike?
I'm pointing toward Nevada, yes.
Okay, you said Sacramento.
I'm sorry, Nevada. I thought I heard Daniel in there. Go ahead, Daniel. KE7UQL, K6MYC, over. Maybe Daniel's making some changes. Maybe there's a contest or something coming up this weekend. I'm not hearing Daniel at the moment. We did get Larry earlier. Larry, are you still here or have you gone? KN7 Whiskey Tango. 7 Whiskey Tango, K6MYC. Nothing heard from Larry. Anybody else on 432 pointed toward Nevada? Anybody copy anywhere? Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie Bozo Net 432. Okay, I guess we're done, Rob. I'll come your way.
All right, you want to get late mist in the Bay Area?
I want to do what?
You want to check for the late or mist in the Bay Area?
I can try that, yeah. We didn't miss very many in the Bay Area, however. Late checks or missed in the Bay Area. Bozo Net, QRZ 432, pointing toward the Bay Area, looking for anybody that we didn't get the first time around in the Bay Area. KB6BA or AB6SR. AB6SR, KB6BA, a couple of others. Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie, calling and listening. Bay Area, Bay Area. Nothing heard. And we're missing Frank again. I don't know what's wrong with Frank. Apparently his cell phone had gone dead. His batteries were needed to be charged, but he certainly had time to charge those up. I wish that he would call. But I thought for sure he'd be in here checking in on this net. I can't believe all the radios are broken.
So you say he got one of those Israeli batteries, huh?
He might have.
But it's real watery.
Yeah, that'd be Frank's luck, huh?
What did you say, Jim?
I say you're coming in fine over here, but it's real watery, a lot of flutter and so forth. Funny conditions.
Yeah, it is funny conditions. It makes copy difficult even when signals are pretty decent. They make a big movement on the S meter, but they don't do anything for readability when it's hopping and popping. And then we got the Beale Air Force Base giving me pulses that are knocking my AGC off the table here. But anyway, thank you for the check to make sure we're into the Bay Area. Antenna seems to be performing as it should be tonight. Everybody's where they should be. But we're a little light on check-ins. Not too bad, however. We did okay. Missing WA6 OIB and one other WA6AAJ here in the Fresno area. Maybe one or two more. But not too bad overall. Anyway, I guess we're done for the evening. I expect it to be warming up a little bit more tomorrow, and it's supposed to be back up into the 100 bracket by the time we get to midweek next week. Back to you, Rob, and then maybe you can turn it over to Aaron for any final comments there. KM6 Sugar Radio in the group. How'd you do with Ben down there? Is he going to be okay for Monday night on 6? Over.
Well, I'm not sure about 6. He's got to get his other radio out for that one. But he was off the air on the repeater for doing the morning traffic report. So I got him fixed up there, got his radio tuned up and working, and that's where we left it there. Anyway, that's all I got. Oh, count. I got 23. Over.
Well, we got 22. I'm trying to figure out who we might have missed and when you were in. You were in from almost the beginning.
You're talking with Bill early on before the net even, so I'm looking to see. I don't know until I actually do a sort and put it all up. Sometimes I get them in twice. Over.
Okay, Judy can read down through. Wait a minute. Let me get the mic over to where you can come over this way a little bit. Come over here.
I got 800-711-1079, 1100, 712-107, 432, 657, 247, over.
Roger, I got all those two. Next one's 195 and 5.
Yeah, 195 and what?
835, Ken.
Oh, we had 61.
507.
No, wait a minute. We didn't get 61.
Rick?
No, Rick never came in. Okay, so we got to take one off. Is that why we had more than you?
I think you had one less than me, so that's interesting. Well, go ahead, Judy. Go ahead where she left off with 247, Ben.
247, 195, 507, 1296, 835, 773, 285, 775.
Okay, I think you skipped over 610, which was Tom.
Oh, okay, yeah, 610. Did you miss Tom in there? Put 610 in there. That's what we were missing. Yeah, that's the one we're probably missing.
What's Tom's call?
KW6S.
Okay, we're good then. I got 23.
Roger. Magic number. Okay, thanks, Judy and Mike. K6MYC, KM6SR. We'll say 73.
Okay, good night for now, Rob, and have a good weekend. And did you get any confirmation on the barbecue thing?
No, I haven't looked at it lately here, but I remember looking up on the thing, and the thing we signed up for was not this weekend, but the next weekend. Over.
Okay, so we're off and clear for next weekend. That's good. We may not need you next weekend, but we'll have to have Ken invite Ken, Matt, and Tracy over, I guess. They could take us down there. So you might mention that, but I think there's always enough food to go around, and then we could bring something along as well. So you might mention to Ken that we could bring Matt and Tracy if he didn't mind, over.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I don't think it'd be any issue at all. I'll mention it to him there, over.
Okay. All righty, 7-3. Aaron, over to you for any final comments, and I guess you're still working away from home, so you won't be in the morning. At K6USY for your final K6MYC.
Yep, that's correct. I get to go to 4 different libraries tomorrow. But yeah, we actually got a decent amount of rain this afternoon for about 20 minutes, and a little bit of hail, and there's a lot of excitement this afternoon. But not too much else going on. So we will catch you on 2 meters on Sunday, K6USY.
Where did you get the rain and the hail? Where you live or somewhere else?
Yeah, I was actually I was home this afternoon. What I had to do today only took up the morning, so I was sitting here at my desk, and I was hearing something outside, and I was like, "What the heck is going on?" And go outside, and there's a bunch of pea-sized hail in my backyard.
Well, I'll be darned. We didn't have anything like that. It was warming, and we probably got close to 80. They predicted a little bit over 80, but I don't think it quite made it, but I could be wrong. We ended up in the house all day from one thing or another. We never got outside and did any work at all. We were tied up with 2 or 3 different things, and a couple of things didn't go as quick as we wanted. The thing with the Sheriff's Department worked beautifully. Madera County is very efficient. I just have to give them all the accolades. The wellness thing didn't take even an hour, did it, before we had an answer on that. So that was phenomenal on Frank. Surprised Frank isn't in here tonight, though. Can't figure out what's going on there, and no phone call either, but maybe we'll hear from him in the morning. He won't be here tomorrow because it's his toilet day, so we don't expect him tomorrow, but I'd like to hear from him anyway. 7-3, guys, K6MYC clear, and we'll be listening for a moment and then clear.
Hey, Mike, I have a quick question. This is WNI.
Okay, go ahead again. Let me bump on a little bit. Go ahead, Gary.
Mike, quick question because I know you want to go. Which way is your antenna pointing? Because you are blasting into San Jose. So if you're pointing north, well, then I understand it. But normally you're not at the end of the session. But I just wanted to comment how loudly you're coming in. So nothing more than 73 K6MYC Davey 679.
Well, thanks for the report, Gary. You're pretty strong here. We got a little more noise in your direction tonight than normal. I don't know why. The band just sounds a little crunchy. But you're coming in very Q5. But nothing's changed here. It's just band conditions, I think, Gary. I'll be there in a minute. So nothing changed. But it's funny, I could not ever hear Jim, WB6JNN. I never heard a trace of Jim. And I could just barely, we got one transmission out of Mike up there at Daly City, and that was it. So very, very odd, strange conditions tonight. Thanks, Gary. Have a good weekend. And we'll see you Sunday night, I guess. WB6WNI, Campbell, San Jose border, K6MYC.
Well, 73 as well as you and Judy, and see you on Sunday, K6MYC, Davey 679.
7-3.
Alrighty, good night, guys. K6USY DMO6.
Good night, Aaron.